Welcome, everybody, to Live with Dr. Carolyn Dean. Carolyn is amazing. She's a doctor, she's a naturopath, she's an herbalist, she's an acupuncturist. She's going to tell you exactly what she would do if she were in your shoes. I can't think of a person who has devoted more time to helping people's health than Dr. Carolyn Dean. She can make a huge difference as you listen to her words of wisdom. We know she's ahead of time because she is the doctor of the future. Welcome, Dr. Carolyn Dean. Yay! Yay!
What did we do just before we came on? We taught Rachel how to make hearts.
That's right. Rachel, our producer, who we love, who has been with us forever and ever, is behind the scenes making everything spectacular happening. And we're so happy she's with us. She's been a great asset. Yeah.
So here's a story, Ginny. Every time you give the introduction, and I know it's the same words, but it makes me think of different things. So you said, I don't know a person who's devoted so much time in her life to helping others. Get this. When I was 8 years old, my mother and my sister, older by 3 years, we took the Cunard Line vessel across from Nova Scotia to Scotland. I don't know where it landed. And on that journey, the sea was so rough, it was such a bad crossing that everybody was in bed except me and the staff. And I was helping the staff and this and that. And I mean, I don't even remember too much, but that was the family story. Well, I guess it would have been about 40 years later. Mom and Dad were on some sort of bus tour down in the south of, in the south of the United States. And Mom has the sweetest Scottish accent. And someone behind her said, I know that accent. I know that voice. So they got talking and then realized they were on this crossing and it came up about the storm. And the woman said pretty quick, whatever happened to that young daughter of yours? She was amazing. And my dad puffed up, and you're not supposed to do that. Baptists are not just supposed to, what's the pride? Pride is
be prideful. Right? Yeah.
And my dad puffed up and, well, she's a doctor now. So that's how long I've been helping. Okay.
Yes. Oh, well, so see, I was correct in my assessment of the whole situation. Yeah. I don't know many doctors who give up their time to spend on a live call and to interact with their friends and family members and everybody the way that you do. It's pretty amazing. And all your writing and everything you give away for free. So it's awesome.
Yep.
All righty. Huh?
I'm a regular Mother Teresa. Okay.
No. We can't go there because Mother Teresa took a vow of poverty and lived in Calcutta. You are a modern day Dr. Carolyn Dean.
Right. Yeah, that's the whole thing about poverty and all that. Poverty doesn't allow you to make the money that you need to support a farm to the tune of a lot of money, or to just help anybody when you want to. I mean, this is what money is awesome for. So anyway, I never took a vow of poverty, but growing up in Canada, they made us feel like that. When I was attacked for saying bad things about sugar on the Canadian Broadcasting Network, the Deanie Petty show, it was like, well, she wrote a book on sugar and she'll make money from that book, and doctors aren't so. I mean, it's so ridiculous. So there are people in sort of the socialist world who it would just want everybody to have the same lesser amount, whereas where's all the money going to come from to give everybody that lesser amount? So I think we all have to work hard, make what we want to make, and if we feel moved to do so, we just help other people.
That's exactly right. And poverty is its own disease, and it
Mm.
is very detrimental to human health. I
Yeah.
do not advocate for it and would not recommend it. And Mother Teresa paid the prices for her own stress in that situation that she was in. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure she was happy because she was sainted and it was her life's work and what she was called to. But I saw firsthand myself the value of money to be able to help and to extend help is phenomenal. And you want to have that for yourself so that you can be an empowered person. Just like somebody told me, it's okay to give until you give out, and then you don't have anything to give.
Right.
Yeah,
Happy, holy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's our
that's
motto.
right. That's right. So tonight we're back on X, Carolyn, which is hopping with the news of world peace. So we'll have to see how long the citizens tolerate that before they do something ridiculous. But for this moment, we can celebrate it. Peace in the Middle East is a big thing. And
Yeah.
then also, of course, every single Monday night, we're here to talk about your work and how to make a difference for people that you know in your life if you're already observing Dr. Dean's incredible wisdom. And we always want you to share her resource library. Those books are at drcarolyndean.com. There's a QR code up here where you can just hit that with your phone and get a copy of any one of Dr. Dean's books that are here for your purposes. A book, her books about magnesium, her commentary on the state of big pharma and our chronic disease state that we're in right now in this country as a population. And then, of course, a specific book targeted toward men and men's health and things that are of concern to them. Another book that's about women's health and things that are of concern to women. And pretty soon we'll be putting up another book. And this is her treatise on sugar toxicity, yeast overgrowth, and another book that goes in her legacy library, her contribution to the really full understanding of how sugar impacts cellular health. So that book series, accompanied by a cookbook and another follow-up book, is just going to be fantastic. So happy to have Dr. Dean expressing all of this for everybody. And the wisdom is so simple and so profound. Sometimes, Carolyn, people don't even want to accept it.
Mm-mm. No, it's people get it either intuitively right away. Oh my gosh, yes, magnesium, minerals. If I can get them all in my cells straight away, that makes sense. But other people are burnt out and they're cynical and
Mm.
they really, I mean, they miss the boat, a lot of them, because they just don't grab on. And I know in my socialist country, Canada, I remember saying to people, well, you should take this natural thingy for whatever's ailing you. And they'd say, well, I have to pay for it, whereas I have a free drug plan. So they would rather take the toxic drug because they've never been told that drugs can be toxic or that doctors can actually recommend something to you that could harm you.
Mm.
People still have or maybe COVID drove it out, but people used to have the notion that doctors were there to help you and give you good advice. But you see, doctors don't learn anything about dietary supplements in medical school. So if you ask them, well, I've heard about vitamin C, it's so important to prevent atherosclerosis. Yes, atherosclerosis is chronic scurvy. It's a lack of vitamin C. And the doctor's never heard of it. Oh no, that's just wait. When your arteries get bad enough, we'll just replace them. Don't worry. So we've got a terrible situation where
Mm.
people listen to their doctors, and I read all the new books. I shouldn't name them because I might meet these people at the MAHA fundraiser panel in Arizona in July. I'm going to be in Arizona because a lot of the books being written now, they may be written by medical doctors or practitioners, but if they have not gotten a grounding in natural medicine, I did my naturopathic training, but before that, I was reading every book I could on alternative medicine. So I grew up with the now what is an industry. So I know where all the bodies are buried, for one thing, and I know all the research, and we just sort of cycle through the research, and people come up, oh my gosh, this one or that one is so important. Well, what I decided was everything's important. You can't, magnesium is the most important, and that's our grounding, but I don't stop there. And then you have the importance of our multiple minerals, our copper and zinc and selenium. And we put those into a multiple mineral. Just take it. Low dose minerals. Don't wait until you have a extreme deficiency or an extreme condition and then something, oh, you need high dose iodine or you need high dose this or that. If you've been taking your multiple minerals all the way through, you don't get into a situation where you have developed a deficiency. This is our platform protocol. This is what we think. Take your building blocks every day. I want everybody to be on their multiple minerals, their picometer, let's say it this way, they're stabilized ions of minerals, because it's the ion that the cells want. We want you on your magnesium, your multiple minerals, your B vitamin complex that has a couple of amino acids that's food-based and methylated. The amino acids are sulfur-based, so they help the sulfation detoxification pathways in the liver. We want you on your omega-3 algae, not a fish oil, because a lot of that is contaminated and has to be refined, so it's missing stuff. In your D3, K2, we throw in the A and E along with our omega-3, and we have our protein powder, and we have our bundles. We have zinc and copper, because zinc is what really saved the day when it came to COVID, because the ivermectin, fenbendazole, they are ionophores. So the ion pore opens up with these animal drugs, veterinary drugs, and it allows zinc to get into the cells to kill the virus or the parasites. So that's all we're doing here, is giving you the building blocks. And if you don't have them all lined up, and then there's our stabilized ion of silver as well. Silver is amazing. It was the original antibiotic, and it got pushed aside with all the drugs that have all the side effects. So that's our protocol. And I won't say take it or leave it. I'm going to say take it. You take this.
That's right. Now, Carolyn, I was thinking the other day when I was making a restructure shake and just noodling on our label, we have 2 grams of lysine in every scoop of restructure. And if
Oh.
you're a usual consumer of our restructure, you probably use 2 scoops a day in your, at least I do, I know Greg does. That's 4 grams of lysine that our long-standing customers have been getting for a long time. So
And what
that's,
does lysine do, Jenny? What have you recently learned?
well, what I recently learned from Carolyn, who made me read this book. She's like, have you read it yet, Jenny? But it's very good. And what lysine does is it's actually, I don't know what's the fastest way to say it. It's an atherosclerosis inhibitor. It
Yeah.
actually prevents the patching that happens when you have a tear and a patch and this and that. And so it's very, 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 very beneficial for your arteries. And if you're taking our protocol with the vitamin C and the lysine, you're almost all the way there with what we know needs to happen. So that's very exciting that our products have been created so intuitively by Dr. Dean that even as we go in the future, because we've had restructure for years, that we find an additional benefit to the way that the formula is put together that's been serving our customer population the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Yes, because what I've realized of late is that the spike protein part of the genetically engineered COVID virus and then the COVID jab spike protein, they're poking holes in us.
Mm,
That's it. If they're
mm,
poking holes in our arteries, then we're subject to some of this recent epidemic, let's say, in heart disease.
mm.
So I've been telling people, increase your C. And as Jenny said, I mean, I knew I had lysine in there. I kind of thought it was like 1 gram, but 2 grams, that's getting good. That's getting real tasty.
That's right. That's right. So,
Mm.
yay to restructure. I mean, how many people have lysine in their protein shakes? And vitamin C is also in there, just
Yeah.
60 milligrams. But the idea is latent in our restructure, and it's just so exciting. And then, of course, protein, which supports collagen production. So, we're,
Mhm.
just our formulas are just the bomb.com. If you haven't tried restructure, get some right now. It's fantastic. And we just got a brand new whack in. So it's fresh, 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 fresh. And you can just gobble, gobble, gobble it up.
Yeah, it shakes up real well, very
Yeah.
easily in water. I add a teaspoon of cacao, chocolate powder, what is it? Cocoa powder, but you can get an organic cacao and it gives you a chocolate shake. So
Yeah.
either way, yeah, we have to hammer this home to people that they really have to have their building blocks.
Yeah.
You you people have to have your nutrient building blocks because no one else is going to tell you. I mean, as I said, I'm not going to mention authors, but any author I pick up, what do I do first? Because I Kindle everything. I look for how many times are they mentioning magnesium? Oh, 4 times. How many times are they mentioning vitamin C? 10 times, but, oh, 10 is better, but then, oh, they're just, listing it with, "Oh, you need your calcium and your iron and your" and magnesium will come in there, and then vitamin C will come in there, and they're just it's like, the times table. They just list the vitamins and minerals. They have no idea how they work. There's no one who is saying to you that vitamin C and glucose compete for transportation on insulin to get to the cells.
Mm,
And if you drink that 10 grams of sugar, which is it's 10 grams. No, it would be is it 10 teaspoons? 10 teaspoons of sugar. So that's more like 40 grams of sugar in a can of soda. You can check the label. You take that 40 grams, your bloodstream just wants to work with 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1 to 2 teaspoons. Someone told me recently, oh no, it's more like 1 teaspoon. So you've got 10 teaspoons and the bloodstream does not want to have all that sugar because there are side effects of having that. So it tries to force it into the cells. It uses the insulin to do that. And it preferentially uses insulin for the sugar, and your vitamin C is left outside.
mm,
The vitamin C is necessary to kind of process that sugar. It deals with, as an antioxidant, with the waste products of what that sugar's doing in the Krebs cycle. And then, Ginny, you'll have these books that talk about energy, 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 nothing about magnesium being attached to ATP. I mean, they're kissing cousins, but
yeah.
there's no mention because these doctors have never learned the biochemistry. Like, I guess I learned it in my naturopathic training, but I also avidly read everything. So we really want to encourage people to get their basic nutrients, and you're going to get safe, well absorbed, organic nutrients from us. So
Very
there.
good. Excellent. So there, that's right. That's right. And uh, the other thing that we want to say about that, it just in commentary about the books, is they're not being written the Dr. Dean way.
Mhm.
And the Dr. Dean way is to empower readers, health freedom, personal choices, individual responsibility. Those are all wrapped in every page of one of Dr. Dean's books. And probably what you're reading is a lot of marketing. They're not even trying to really educate. Well, they couldn't because, like you say, they never learned themselves. And who knows now, maybe AI is writing it. Who even knows what's happening? But
Mm.
when you're reading one of Carolyn's books, you are getting an education. And somebody said to me the other day, "You sound like a doctor." I said, "No, I'm not a doctor, but I've been listening to a doctor for 15 years. And it makes a big difference in how you think about life and how you approach a lot of things." So be sure to go to Dr. Dean's School. Again, all the books are on our website, on Carolyn's website. Start with any one of them, and you'll have the education of a lifetime. And I bet many people on the chat, including Newman, who just said, "I just got my whole C today. I didn't realize how important vitamin C was until Julie told me. And now I'm reading Linus Pauling's books
Uh,
because he's taking it to the next level, and he's now wandering off into that world to try to understand even more."
and
So
Newman, just to tell people who didn't meet Newman on a show we had with him, what was it? June 12th? No. Anyway, Newman is in our over 80 club, and he's gone through so much. Well, we'll have him on again. He's gone through so many conditions that then he'll say, "Oh, then I took Dr. Dean such and such, and it was gone." It's amazing. And what the book we're talking about is a book called "Practicing Medicine Without a License," and it covers the work of Linus Pauling on vitamin C and heart disease. As I like to say, Linus Pauling was not just trying to cure the common cold. They've relegated him to that, clownish status, and then
mm,
put him down for that, and
mm,
totally ignored his work on heart disease. So we have to catch up.
right on. Very good. Very good. All right, everybody. We talked about Dr. Dean's library, and now we're going to talk. We're actually just going off road tonight. We're not talking about any book. We're just talking about one of Dr. Dean's great blogs that she's put together. And it is a cause of concern for every single person, isn't it, Carolyn?
Which one? What are you talking about?
Bad breath.
Oh, that. Yeah, the blog for today. I know, it's so much fun. Okay, so here's how I start this. In my spare time, I've been working on a book that chronicles how food moves through your body and the impact it makes, the nourishing, repair, or damage that food can do. My working title for the book is "From Halitosis to Hemorrhoids, Spilling My Guts About the Digestive System." So I'm going to click back to Ginny and see her laugh. Oh, yeah. You like that title? I
I
don't
know.
know. I mean, Melody Rose, my editor, will probably saying, "Well, that's not gonna AI won't like that title." It's oh my gosh, I have to deal with this. Oh, we have to check the AI to make sure they'll pick up our titles. And
That's
it's okay. It's okay, but at least I get to say it on my show. I'll
that's right.
Yeah, I'll say it again. From halitosis to hemorrhoids, spilling my guts about the digestive system. So here's a teaser blog to spark your taste buds for a new way to look at food. So then let me just view this as a draft, and it will be easier. Um, so I say your mouth is a gateway for your entire digestive system and a breeding ground for smelly bacteria. Your friends and family may be embarrassed to tell you about the toxic environment you are emanating when you speak. Your first clue may be a coated tongue that sticks to the roof of your mouth when you wake up in the morning. The global mouth freshener market is valued at 15.77 billion, with mints and sprays and chewing gums flying into mouths across the globe. Okay, so here's where I stopped, because you can read the blog. It's at drcarolyndean.com. But if you keep killing off the bad bacteria as well as the natural flora in your mouth, you can develop high blood pressure.
Mm,
So
really? Wait, oh, time out. Okay. All
yeah,
right. This is something new I haven't heard. Okay,
yeah.
how's that work?
Now, I didn't elaborate on it in the blog because there was a lot more to say, but let me say it here. I came across a site called CASSI, Clinical Application of Science, and they had a blog called The Truth About Mouthwash and Heart Disease, for Pete's sakes.
Mm,
And they say research suggests. Now, when you read any article or research paper, when they say suggest, that means it's not definitive. Okay, get that. Research suggests that there may be, so think about it, may be an association. It's not a cause. So maybe an association between an unhealthy oral mic- microbiome and adverse effects on the cardiovascular system. Specifically, poor dental hygiene practices,
mm,
periodontal disease, dental cavities, they call them caries, or tooth loss may be associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Daily brushing, flossing, annual dental exams support optimal oral health and may potentially prevent heart disease. Could twice daily mouthwash be playing a role? So
mm.
when you look at this, over-the-counter mouthwashes are, I mean, they're used a lot. I think a lot of people just have a bottle in their purse or bag. Most contain antibacterial ingredients such as chlorhexidine, triclosan, which is a poison, I'll tell you,
Mm,
acetylpyridinium chloride, alcohol, fluoride, and peroxide.
mm,
Depending on the concentration, these ingredients may be either bacteriostatic or bactericidal. Okay, so they're killing everything off. And the way they work this article now is they say they're interfering with the production of nitric oxide.
oh,
So they jump to nitric oxide. I've talked about nitric oxide several times. Nitric oxide is supported, promoted. The precursors of it include magnesium. You do not make nitric oxide without magnesium. But they're taking this roundabout way of saying that these chemicals disrupt the microbiome, which is partly responsible for nitric oxide production. And they give all the bits and pieces about that. I won't go into it, but um, I mean, basically, that's all I want to say about it, except to go back to say, if you're on Remag, sorry, not supposed to mention product names or the FDA won't. If you're on picometer magnesium, you're making your nitric oxide. If you're brushing your teeth twice a day, flossing once a day, you are keeping your oral balance, because if you don't floss and food particles are stuck between your teeth, bacteria are going to just feed on that and start setting up a home. So you do want to be flossing. If you have dental bridges, you do want to get a water pick to blow water wherever you have your um, plate, or what did I just call it? So it's very basic what you need to do. You can look at your whole system as well. I mean, if you're eating onions and garlic and all that, you're going to blow that off as odor. Um, I think your basic toxicity will give you more, halitosis at the other end than in your mouth. Because what you how you keep your mouth from having bad breath is chewing your food well, don't drink too many liquids with the meals, and try to don't create gas. I mean, some people, I think it was in a recent radio show, they're talking about, well, how do I prevent, oh, yes, it was about digestive issues. Should I use digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid? I say the best way to keep your food from burping up on you or causing what we call gastroparesis, which is things just stop moving because your stomach is too overloaded. It's to eat smaller meals. And that's what I've easily been able to do when I take all my formulas, my dietary supplements. I'm not hungry enough to need even 3 meals a day. So anyway, I'll leave it at that because we have a lot of other here's one thing I dropped in. I'm pretending it's a hack, and I'm saying flossing is a hack
Okay.
because when you floss, if your gums bleed, that means you're deficient in vitamin C. It really does. However, if you're a strong flosser, you can cut into a bit of gum and you can bleed. But if you're flossing every day and your vitamin C is at a good level, and I'm saying about 2 to 4 grams a day, 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams, both our food-based C and our ascorbic acid together. And if you're flossing every day and your vitamin C is in good balance, you will not bleed. If you don't have enough vitamin C, you will bleed. So did you know that, Jenny?
Yes, but only because I've heard it from you. I've never had that particular situation, so I'm very grateful about that. But yes, I have heard from you many, many times.
Right.
Yeah.
And people will say, well, what'll I use instead of a mouthwash? Here's what I've used for decades is cloves, whole cloves. I put them in my mouth. I don't chew them or treat them like food. I just put them in my mouth and maybe bite down a little to get the clove oil out and get the clove taste in my mouth. And I wasn't sick one day in my practice. I mean, this is pre-magnesium even, but I wasn't sick with colds or flus for one day, and I attribute it to the cloves. And I might have said this before on the show. One of my kid patients, he told me that I smelled like Christmas because he was, yeah,
Oh
'cause he
my gosh, that's so
smelled
cute.
like Christmas, yeah.
Oh, cloves have the highest amount of polyphenols, so that's a fantastic aspect of it too. And I've only used cloves when I'm with you, but whenever you're with Dr. Dean, she's going to shake out a clove and then she's going to hand one to you. And I love cloves, so it's perfect. But
Ah,
yeah, I haven't adapted the habit myself, but
well,
yeah, a lot of polyphenols in cloves, very, very beneficial for your system.
any questions yet, Jenny?
Yes, Super Dougie is asking me about something, but I'm trying to decipher what he's saying. So I'm going to let you continue to press on and we'll see if we can get to it later.
Okay, so the MAHA agenda, we've been talking MAHA since the beginning of the show about our 14 steps that the MAHA agenda wants to incorporate. And every week now, since we've gone through the 14 steps, I say, what's improved? What has MAHA been able to motivate the rest of the country to do? Florida became the second U.S. state after Utah to ban fluoride in the water. And it doesn't begin in 2030. It begins July 1st in a
Amen.
week. Yep, in a
Yeah.
week. Because you know how these, I mean, I see the Fruit Loops ban and the this ban, the that ban, and it's like in 2030. So in a week, Florida will enforce the public water systems to stop adding fluoride. And what did DeSantis said something about? He said by having fluoride in the water as they've been doing, it's a forced medication. So
Mm,
that was a rationale he used. I thought that was pretty awesome. A national toxicology program review of 72 studies found consistent evidence that fluoride exposure lowers children's IQ scores and impairs cognitive development.
mm,
It links fluoride to thyroid dysfunction and neurological harm.
mm,
And many European countries rejected water fluoridation decades ago. 98% of Western Europeans now drink non-fluoridated water.
mm.
So, so that's great. I mean, I think in my county here in Maui, we don't have fluoride. I've checked on that periodically. And the other is there's a new vaccine advisory board. According to MedPage Today, the CDC's vaccine advisors are set to vote on thimerosal in flu shots. So this
Mm,
is important. But you know what they leave out of the title, Ginny? It's the fact that thimerosal is mercury.
mm,
They don't say that we're set to vote on mercury in flu shots.
mm.
So right away, it's
Yes,
disinformation.
right.
Incredibly toxic mercury, where if a mercury thermometer breaks in a school, there are specific emergency measures to contain and clean up the spill. It's declared an emergency, but they'll put it in your mouth. Or, well, they'll stick it in you. They put it in your mouth with dental fillings. So then MedPage sets the stage for their bias on this whole matter by saying, this elevates a long-standing anti-vaccine conspiracy theory. So they go on. I mean, you can look this up. It's interesting. And they say words like thimerosal has long been an obsession of the anti-vaccine movement. Right now, they say it's only in flu shots. But what I heard from researchers a while back is that thimerosal mercury is so convenient and antibacterial that they'll brew up their potion with thimerosal in it, and then they'll take it out. And do they take it all out? Do they take all the molecules out? Because then you come across words like about the thimerosal. Well, it's a tiny amount that is left in these shots. The tiny amount becomes toxic burden when the number of shots continues to climb. Now, what I also heard years ago, I think it's probably around when I was writing Death by Modern Medicine back in 2005, that there could be a genetic component to autism and Alzheimer's as it relates to mercury, because there could be 10% of the population who has trouble detoxifying mercury.
Right.
So if these 10% of folks get a mercury shot when they're a kid or flu mercury shots when they're older, are they developing symptoms? So hopefully the science will tell us exactly what's happening. Now, what the CDC says that since 2001, all vaccines manufactured and routinely recommended for children 6 years or younger have contained no thimerosal or only trace amounts. That's where the trace amounts comes in. So it's like they cover themselves. And they think that, trace amount, oh, that's okay, any amount of mercury is a poison.
So
So,
silly.
yeah.
Mm,
So, um, the flu shots is what they're voting on. They're not even looking at the others. And the flu shots, they do have the mercury still in it. Um, More on MAHA. The Alliance for Natural Health says that the USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture, is poised to greenlight Bayer's new genetically engineered corn, despite serious concerns about its health, environment, and contamination risks. So, I mean, this is where I remind you that the Vital Choice Project has invited me to appear at a fundraiser on a panel in Phoenix, Arizona. And hey, did I tell everybody last week one of the other members of the panel is Mike Tyson, for Pete's sakes? Did I tell you that, Ginny?
No, not on the show.
Mike Tyson. So apparently he's a friend of the Kennedy family. So I guess he's a big supporter of what Bobby Kennedy's doing. Now, Bobby Kennedy won't be at this fundraiser because now that he's HHS secretary, he can't, get political in any way, but he definitely supports MAHA. So that's very cool. And what else? I think about the genetic engineering. Man, you really have to join a CSA, community supported agriculture. You really have to support organic farming. I'm going to make a pitch when I'm in Arizona about my farm here, Ocoa Farms, that we don't get the support, the funding. We're told as a small farm, we have to do all the bureaucratic nonsense about counting every celery stick and saying which person dug it out of the ground. Ginny, many of our farm employees, we import them from El Salvador. Is it? Yes, El Salvador. And, there's a bureaucratic way of doing it. It costs a lot of money, but we can't get workers here. Our young people, workers here in Maui, they're all on food stamps and they don't work. And they can't, it's very difficult. I have to say, though, they can't afford to live in Maui on a salary. I heard the other day that the minimum wage was $7 in some states. That's horrible.
Well, it is $7.50, but nobody's paid that in a while. I mean, I don't know who would. We've never paid anything like that ever.
No, our farm workers, we pay like $17 and up. But what's happening is when the bureaucracy demands small organic farmers to computerize all their products, it's like they're treating us as if we're making doorknobs. You've got to count your doorknobs. Well, we know it from our company. We have regular inspections. We have to hire a person to run our, what do we call it, quality control, for Pete's sakes. So they're demanding organic farmers to have a staff member doing quality control constantly. Anyway, so the burden is on the small farmer. People have to get involved, join the CSA, buy organic. You really cannot eat non-organic and be healthy anymore. Now, probably on our formulas you can. Our body's able to adapt. I'm a lot less strict than I used to be. I feel healthier than I ever was because of my formulas. But we have to be careful. Anything you eat out at a restaurant can be genetically engineered. There can be fluoride and chlorine in the water. Heavily sugared foods, anything that's fried is going to be omega-6 vegetable oils. But, Julie and I love our, what are they? Samosas. So, you sort of play it by ear. You understand their trade-offs. You run home after a big sugar high and take an extra vitamin C.
That's right. That's right.
So did Super Dougie get his act together?
Yeah, he did, and I'm just gonna say it improperly, but I'll say it to you. He's asking about a product, which it's called pyroquinolone quinone PQQ,
Uh-huh.
and it's supposed to be a heart product that cleanses the heart. How could the heart be dirty? That's weird. Who's
So
got a dirty
pyroquin
heart?
it's also called, methoxyflin or something, a redox cofactor and antioxidant, blah, blah, used in glucose sensor. So, yeah, anytime they talk about antioxidants, it's like, what's our best antioxidant? It's magnesium and vitamin C
And
and
selenium,
selenium.
picoselenite.
Yeah. So what we've got is an industry now, and I think Ginny said it last week that the health industry is 3 times that of medicine, making a lot of money. A lot of people are jumping on and creating these products and spending a bunch of money on marketing to try to get you into a fear-based position where you think, oh, I can't live without this PPQ. I have to have it. But it's distracting for one thing, and I've tried all these things. I mean, I remember when they were big on the different amino acids, and you had to take L-carnitine for this and that. Nothing ever worked because it wasn't dealing on the basic building block level.
Yeah,
They're they're using these formulas or whatever they are to treat the symptoms of a lack of nutrients.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
If you have your nutrients, you don't have those symptoms, or you don't have to fear them. So it's
yeah,
fear-based marketing, making a lot of money. They put a lot of money into this long tabloid of why you need it. They eventually brainwash you, and they depend on one-time purchases.
yeah.
We have so much repeat purchasing, that's where our people come from. They get benefits from our formulas and come back for more. So heavy marketing, they want to sell one, or they'll do their thing where, oh, you can get one for $50, but you can get 6 for $38 each, and you grab the 6. So no, Sir Budagi, no.
No, no, that's so great. Oh, that's funny. Dolores wants to know if you use any particular kind of clove, or is it just a clove you get at the grocery store?
Organic.
Organic
Organic.
cloves.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Of course. All
Mhm.
right. Susie says that she loves cloves. She eats them daily, and also she loves fennel seeds, Carolyn.
Yeah, fennel. When you've eaten in an Indian restaurant, sometimes you go out and they have this bowl of unhygienically, unsanitary fennel seeds. That's what they have. And they have a spoon, you take a spoon and then you eat the fennel seeds as your breath mint or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I going to say? Cloves are also anti-parasitic.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. And
Beautiful.
in the terms of parasites, we don't often talk about them. Every once in a while, I'll throw it in. What I think is happening with our protocols, especially if you're on our yeast protocol, which is our Saccharomyces boulardii, humic fulvic, inulin, and our special secret sauce, barley powder, and our picometer silver. That formula is treating yeast, which is kind of it's a, we have a cloak of yeast in our bodies, and Candida albicans for the most part. And Candida is doing beneficial things for the body. We won't get into it. But if you get too much Candida, it gets up into your small intestines and pokes holes, creates leaky gut, the yeast toxins get through your body. It weakens the immune system because the immune system has to deal with 78 different toxins. In that environment, I say, because I've experienced it, you're susceptible to viruses and bacteria and parasites. So I'm pretty convinced that our customers are not developing parasites because they're using our anti-yeast formula. What do you think of that, Ginny?
Very cool. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, when I did the yeast experiment on the farm with our barley powder, we make our special drops out of germinated barley seeds. The straw of the barley we use as a fertilizer on the farm to grow things that are up and coming. And on a radish experiment we did with our wonderful Houston, who's still at the warehouse, we grew 2 plots. After 25 days of growth, which is the life cycle of a radish, we had 85 pounds in the barley straw plot and 3 pounds in the non-barley straw plot. 3 pounds that we could sell that looked decent. The rest had been chewed up by worms and choked out by weeds. So what we say about our special sauce, the barley powder or our drops, is they're like a life force for the body, where a body that has life force and a spark, and you can get your spark from magnesium. You can get your spark from just being joyful and happy and knowing that you're opening up your receptors to good, serotonin and dopamine. That's what meditators do. Ginny, I know I'm hanging out with Julie all the time. Ginny, that's what meditators do. They're
Yeah.
opening up their neurotransmitter receptors to their serotonin and dopamine, making more serotonin and dopamine. So in our barley plot, the radishes that were exposed to our secret barley straw, they had a life force that rejected pathogens.
Yeah.
It's the
Absolutely.
prime directive is the predators go for something that has a weak life force. They go for the weakest. And,
Yep.
that's just, it's common sense in the animal kingdom and with humans too.
Yeah.
So anyway, the parasites of this and that, where were we and where should we go now? And what time is it? Oh my gosh.
That was the best. We have 7 minutes to the top of the hour.
Mhm.
We have a couple testimonials I would love to do.
Oh, do you want to go ahead? That was next. Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah. Do we have it? Do we have a picture of it?
I don't think.
No. All right. Everybody, I want you to go to, oh, well, here we go. We'll talk about this, and then I want to talk about something else. This is our booth at the ISSN in Delray Beach, Florida. And if you are in Delray Beach, you want to pop over and see our fantastic team there. This is our first presentation to the International Sports Nutritionist, and we are doing our Certified for Sport products. And so you can see we've got the newest asset and recovery strategy. This is big for professional athletes. They rip and tear their bodies. They need to recover for the next game. They rely on amino acids and protein. They don't know anything about the building blocks, but you can see the brochures and the products are there. And Brian and Steve and Sarah are telling everybody what Dr. Dean's been talking about tonight. You've got to have minerals as a foundation to your health and recovery. So we're very excited to be part of this. And I also wanted to share a testimonial that came in from Pico Pets, but I guess we'll do it next week because I'd like everybody to read it together.
Oh no, that's okay. Rachel, just jump to Artie, our Pico Pet. This is too good to not do.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I want to go on. I'll have to go on the website to read it. So you guys
I have it.
Oh, you have it. Okay. That's what I was asking. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So this customer of our Pico Pet said, We have 3 elderly cats aged 17, 18, and 19 years, and I want to keep them as healthy as possible. Our vet approved your product to remineralize, and we noticed that our oldest cat is running around and playing a game. So this spark of energy has been a nice reward from the extra minerals that this formula offers. And then the writer attached a picture of the 18-year-old cat that was begging her to play. Now that picture we can show next week. I didn't even see it. So I think that's just awesome. That's what we want. We want cats to be young again.
That's right. That's right. Now, our good friend Sherry, Carolyn, that we know, she's got a dog with an enlarged heart. And Sherry, I want you to contact customer service, because we have a veterinary tech who does our customer service for Pico Pets, and she'll ask you some questions. But the most important thing is, if you want to use the formulas Remag, you've got to show the product to your vet. And the veterinarian is concerned that there's salt in the formula, because Remag is, of course, a magnesium, and she probably thinks it's a magnesium salt, and she doesn't want any more pressure to be put on the heart of the dog. But she doesn't really know what it is as far as the stabilized ion of magnesium that's essential for heart health. So our Megan will teach you how to say that to your vet. You can have the vet contact us, and we'll walk her through the steps so that your dog can be supported with that formula. Okay?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I know it's like people of all professions, all ages, they get a little speck of a quarter or a half truth, and they'll just run with it. It's like, well, salt is bad, and anyway, it's very distressing. So that's why we love people coming here, so we can answer your questions and assure you that you just need some basic things and not this PPQ that Super Dougie checked out. And we love people asking us about these things, because then I can just shoot them down.
Very good. Shoot, shoot, shoot. And also, if you do have Remag from Pico Pets, the dosing is on the label, and you follow the dosing directions according to the weight, and you can follow whatever's on that with confidence. Now, another one of our listeners tonight, Carolyn, is saying, Susie Mueller is saying, I live in a hot climate. I work in the garden. I play outside. And when I wring out my shirt when I come in, what do you recommend as an electrolyte I can put in my water?
Well, that just happens to be our oh, am I allowed to say it? We have a multiple mineral with 12 minerals in it. That's awesome. There's a tiny bit of salt, but there's all the other minerals that you'll be losing. But also put Remag. Well, I mean, our picometer magnesium. Soon we're going to be able to say the names of all our products. We will be out of timeout. We're in timeout right now with the names of our products. So it's our minerals, and also you probably need extra water. What I say for, in general, the amount of water, take your body weight in pounds, divide that in half, drink that many ounces of water a day with a quarter teaspoon of a good colorful sea salt in each liter. If you're out sweating all that, like in the military, they talk about wringing out their shirts. That's going to, I mean, I'd say that's an extra 12 to 16 ounces right there.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
You can call our customer service and get the amounts and the idea of how to take this. What we've had over the years in our customer base is a lot of athletes, long distance athletes, bicyclists, and they swear by our multiple mineral and our magnesium to get them, faster and longer and recovered and feeling just fantastic, no lactic acid buildup. So we know from our athletes what these minerals can do. Right, Ginny?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we're at the athletic conference. You bet. Okay. Now, at the top of the hour, Carolyn, I think we're going to have to wrap it up. I want to say that all this information and more is at drcarolyndean.com. That's Dr. Dean's website. Please go there and avail yourself of all the resources, the free books, the information, the podcasts, the interviews. I mean, it's endless. And that's a fantastic way to learn more about Dr. Dean and her wisdom. If you've wanted to know about the formulas, they are at rnareset.com. That is her formula website. The most important thing is that we don't ever make claims about the formulas being able to treat disease. We're not here to cure disease. We're here to just prevent and help you be well and also enjoy your longevity. All those formulas are at rnareset.com, and they're perfectly described. But if you need help, of course, you can call customer service, and it's right there on the front of the website. Bam! Talk to somebody right now. And then also finally, Pico Pets. You heard us talk about it a little bit before, and we want your pets to be as healthy as you are. So thank you, Sherry, for grabbing a formula. Please talk to your vet about it, and let us help you as much as possible. We want perfect health for your pets. And that's it, Carolyn. I think that's it tonight.
Yeah, one more thing. I have a new acronym. I'm going to introduce this in Phoenix. It's called MAHA, Make America Young Again.
Fantastic.
Now, Bob wanted me to say Make America Younger Again, but I think Make America Young Again is good enough. It gets the point across. But seriously, that's what we've been doing. You just ask Newman. You just ask me.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, that will just ask all of us. I mean, our staff, our families, everybody is enjoying phenomenal health and longevity and youthfulness and a high functioning body because of the time that we spent on the formulas and learning everything that Dr. Dean has taught us. So absolutely, 100%. Is it time for our hearts?
Oh my gosh, of course.
All right, everybody, you guys have a wonderful evening. Hearts out to everybody. And we'll be back next week with more fantastic information, and we hope you join us.
Thank you.
You have been listening to Dr. Carolyn Dean, the doctor of the future. Become a member of drcarolyndean.com and get access to all her leading edge of creation information, as well as archives, webinars, and other valuable media resources. Join Dr. Dean and Ginny Almighty same time again next week.